Mr Chairman, this Malaysian Free Trade Agreement represents significant opportunities for New Zealand, and while it's my pleasure to follow on from the contribution of the Green member on the green economics, I have a slightly different view. That might be because I am a rural-based MP who represents the farming sector. So here is my take on this Malaysia Free Trade Agreement. And my take is that New Zealand, first of all, and Dr Kennedy Graham did a 1 to 3, 4 points, so I'll do a couple. Number one, New Zealand is a small country in a large world. Number two, New Zealand's economy relies on exports. Number three, New Zealand's, yes it does, New Zealand's primary produce makes up a huge proportion of total New Zealand exports. And number four, about half of that goes into the ASEAN region. And so it follows, for me at least, that free trade agreements, and in particular, since this is the bill we are speaking to, the Malaysia Free Trade Agreement, I repeat, represents significant opportunities for us in New Zealand. It follows on from free trade agreements with China and Hong Kong. Those were debated and passed in the House last night. They represent a huge opportunity, as well as do free trade agreements with ASEAN countries for primary producers of New Zealand. And so, specifically speaking to New Zealand's major good exports to Malaysia, kiwi fruit, it's been spoken often in this debate, but I believe it bears mentioning again, because currently kiwi fruit exports incur a 15% tariff from Malaysia. Now, this tariff will go and will become duty-free by 2012. That's only 2 years away. That's only 1.5 growing seasons away. Now, if that isn't exciting for the kiwi fruit growers of New Zealand, then I don't know what is, because I think it's exciting. And so, based on the latest figures, New Zealand's kiwi fruit exports to Malaysia have grown by 173%. That was the Labour Minister's term, actually. The member opposite just said the word heaps. Now, that was the kind of simplistic term used by Labour members. However, we can be slightly more precise than that, and I do think it does bear repeating that New Zealand's kiwi fruit exports to Malaysia, Labour might feel it's grown by heaps, but in my view, 173% is more precise and actually is very impressive. And to meat, wool, dairy, now that excludes liquid milk, but fish and forestry, they retain their duty-free access as products and are bound in, so that Malaysia cannot reapply tariffs on New Zealand agricultural exports. So, speaking as a representative of the of a rural electorate where agriculture is incredibly important, I can only repeat my congratulations to Trade Minister Tim Grosser for his good work in negotiating this free trade agreement, which was not easy with Malaysia. And again, this represents huge opportunities for New Zealand, and we should be grateful to the Minister and grasp this opportunity with both hands. And with those few words, I commend this bill to the House.